Hi, this is Kendall Boyson, professional life and recovery coach, and you're listening to Encouragementology, the practice of instilling hope. Hi there. Thanks for joining me. On this show, we're diving into a topic that's close to the bone, literally, taking ownership of your health and wellness by shifting from vanity to vitality. Have you ever found yourself sweating it out in the gym, not for the love of health, but to fit into those jeans from high school? Or perhaps you've chosen a salad over a burger, not because you enjoy leafy greens, but because of that looming beach vacation? Taking ownership of your health and wellness isn't about chasing a number on the scale or squeezing into last year's shorts. It's about reclaiming your joy, energy, and freedom. Imagine a life where exercise feels like play, eating well becomes self-care, and you're motivated by how amazing you feel rather than how you think you should look. It's time to trade body shaming for body celebrating and turn health into your personal happiness project. Let's flip the script and explore how taking ownership over your health, both physical and mental, can lead to genuine freedom rather than being shackled by societal expectations and self-imposed limitations. Health is a holistic state encompassing physical fitness, mental well-being, and emotional balance. It's about how we feel, function, and thrive in our daily lives, not just how we look. Understanding this broader perspective allows us to set more meaningful health goals that contribute to our overall quality of life. I found an insightful article that delves into how body shaming can lead to long-term psychological and physical health issues, including depression, anxiety, low self-esteem, and eating disorders. Not to be a downer, but I think we need to start off by coming clean and getting to the heart of the matter. Dr. Daniel Kelvis shares the impact of body shaming, how it affects mental health. Our increasingly image-conscious world has given rise to a number of new or developing phenomena around the topics of body size, shape, and weight. And unfortunately, one of those effects has been an increased experience of body shaming. While body shaming occurs as the result of mean-spirited comments much of the time, it's not the only way someone can face this disheartening scenario. Sometimes body shaming is rolled into well-meaning, though misguided advice about diet, exercise, or life's choices. And sadly, there have been growing reports of people in bigger bodies experiencing discriminatory comments or behaviors from medical professionals. The issue affects people of all ages, genders, ethnic backgrounds, and body shapes and sizes, and it can have long-term psychological and emotional effects. But there are ways to combat this pervasive issue and to build a healthier relationship with your outer appearance and inner self in the face of these comments. Body shaming is a form of bullying or discrimination involving negative comments about someone's physical appearance. And while it's often intentionally humiliating and generally embarrassing for someone to experience, it can sometimes be trickier to spot. Some ways body shaming manifests can include mean comments, whether online or face-to-face, diet, exercise, or life advice, particularly when unsolicited, criticism about recent weight gain, weight loss, or other changes to physical appearance, criticism about someone's wardrobe, appearance, or food and diet choices, jokes, whether intentionally mean or not, about someone's appearance or diet choices. These kinds of experiences can come from anywhere, whether they're made by strangers on the internet or family, friends, peers, and even doctors. Importantly, someone can also experience body shaming in their own self-talk, telling themselves things like, "I look so fat today," or "I need to stop eating so much." This harmful habit is almost always learned or absorbed from societal expectations and the previous experience of body shaming. One of the biggest issues about body shaming is that many factors may propagate this type of behavior, working to spread body image concerns or make people feel inadequate about their own appearance. Like social media. This has become a powerful tool, allowing people to connect and share information instantly across the globe. But unfortunately, rather than showcase a number of different ways bodies can be beautiful, these platforms have helped perpetuate unrealistic beauty standards, which has led to a rise in body dissatisfaction. Many aspects of social media may work to influence self-body shaming, with studies consistently showing users reporting higher internalizations of thin ideal and suffering from other aspects of constant widespread comparison. Cyberbullying has also seen a rise in the age of social media. Comments and messages can be sent anonymously by anyone at any time, creating a nearly perfect storm for people to feel comfortable making nasty comments about someone else's appearance. Even as social media has become the new age way to relay information, mainstream media remains a strong source of perpetuating pop culture and societal ideas, including beauty standards. Traditional forms of mass media, including magazines, movies, and even music videos, have long been tied to the perception of beauty across certain cultures, with most Western cultures adopting the ideal of a thin or fit body as the ultimate goal. Consistently seeing these body types idolized and other body types relegated to less desirable characteristics can make an impact on how someone feels about their own body or the bodies and appearances of others. Peer pressure can make people feel they need to conform to the standards of beauty set by their peers. This phenomenon is particularly strong in teens and adolescents, who are generally at a more vulnerable time in their lives for forming body image issues and related mental health problems. This type of learned expectation can extend to someone's relationship with their family, with children found to often adopt similar ideas around body shape, size, and image as their parents or other family members. Diet culture is a highly pervasive set of beliefs that pit a slender fit body as the ideal body type and insinuate outrightly or subtly that other body types, weights, or shapes are wrong. This kind of mindset can contribute to weight stigma, whether experienced consciously or not. People who believe in the tenets of diet culture may wrongly believe that people in bigger bodies look the way they look because they're lazy or unhealthy. This could lead them to make unhelpful comments about someone's diet, lifestyle, or appearance, whether or not they realize they're actually participating in body shaming. They may give someone tips to lose weight or make subtle or outright criticisms about their choices. Unfortunately, body shame can and often does lead to a number of mental health issues, some of which can be deeply impactful and make a power difference in someone's quality of life. The teasing, negative comments, and bullying someone may experience as body shaming can contribute to the formation of poor self-esteem. And this quality has been tied to a number of mental health and physical health concerns. Someone with poor self-esteem often feels inadequate and unworthy. They may feel like they don't deserve happiness or success, which can contribute to feelings of depression, anxiety, and even suicidal thoughts. Chronic low self-esteem has been hypothesized as the common factor necessary for developing an eating disorder. And low self-esteem, particularly from a history of bullying, has been connected to many eating disorders, including binge eating and bulimia. When someone continually receives body-shaming comments, it's not uncommon for them to develop a negative body image. Closely related to poor self-esteem, Negative body image can bring on its own host of negative effects on someone's mental health. Someone struggling with negative body image may start to compare themselves to others more regularly and feel inadequate or unattractive. They may become overly self-critical and feel they don't measure up. They may also start to feel like they don't deserve to be happy or to have a good life. A negative body image has also been connected to disordered thoughts and behaviors around food, eating, and appearance, including extreme dieting, excessive exercise, and unhealthy behaviors such as laxative abuse. People may start using food to cope with their negative feelings, or they may become obsessed with their weight and body size. On the extreme end of poor self-esteem and negative body image, often associated with body shaming, is body dysmorphia, a mental health condition characterized by an obsessive preoccupation with one's physical appearance, which often centers around perceived flaws, whether or not they truly exist. People with body dysmorphia may obsess over their body size or shape or become overly critical of their other physical features. And like many of the harmful mental health effects of body shaming culture, body dysmorphia can also act to develop or drive dangerous disordered behavior around eating and exercise, or bring on other related issues like depression, anxiety, and social isolation. Like many forms of bullying, body shaming can frequently lead to depression. This mental health condition often works to drive or develop many other mental health concerns, and on its own can cause a number of physical symptoms like fatigue, headaches, and digestive problems. Depression can also be tied to difficulty sleeping, loss of appetite, and difficulty concentrating. Those who are depressed may also experience feelings of hopelessness, worthlessness, and helplessness. Okay, enough. What can we do? With so many prevalent forces in play, it can feel difficult to overcome body shaming or develop a healthier relationship with oneself. And though it's not possible to stop body shaming outright, there are strategies that may help you or a loved one foster a sense of body positivity among a sea of negative comments. First, practice self-love. Self-love is about recognizing and appreciating your own unique beauty and worth, regardless of body shape and size. This practice involves telling or showing yourself how much you appreciate yourself and focusing on all the beautiful and even miraculous things your body can do, rather than getting stuck on the negative or lack mindset. Self-love can come in a number of different forms. You can recite positive mantras, treat yourself to a day at the spa, move your body in ways that feel good, journal your thoughts and feelings, or practice another hobby you enjoy. The idea is to show yourself the care and love you deserve, seeing yourself not merely as a body shape or size, but as a whole human with positive things to contribute to the world. Positive affirmations are statements you can use to help to remind yourself of your worth and value, and to help continue cultivating and maintaining a positive mindset. Generally, these affirmations are short but sweet phrases, reminding yourself that you are beautiful, you are worthy, and that your body is miraculous. You can write these down, speak them out loud, or even use them as a mantra. Some people benefit from saying these affirmations to themselves in the mirror to look at themselves while they receive compliments and other positive remarks. No one goes through this world alone, and a strong support system has been found to bolster mental health while acting as a buffer against negative comments and self-talk. Family and friends who are sensitive to your feelings and respect you as a person, rather than treat you as someone who needs to shape up or learn better, can be hugely helpful during this time. Likewise, it may be best to limit your time around those who offer unsolicited advice about your lifestyle choices or who focus heavily on issues of appearance in general. A number of mental health and eating disorder support groups also exist to help bring together and create communities of people who are there to share their experiences and look out for one another. The Health at Every Size movement is a new and rapidly growing philosophy to counteract the negative and dangerous belief perpetuated by diet culture. This movement teaches that health is achievable at any size and helps people learn to focus on other aspects of life that are far more important than physical appearance. It's based on 5 principles: weight inclusivity, health enhancement, respectful care, eating for well-being, and life-enhancing movement, all of which support building healthy habits as opposed to fixating on weight. For me, my mother dieted for most of my life. On the surface, you might think that's admirable. Proof she cared about her health, had discipline, and demonstrated restraint. And sure, those traits sound great in theory, especially as lessons for a young daughter. But what's not visible are the deeper, more insidious aspects. She grew up being criticized for her size, framed as motivation. She became hypercritical of herself, constantly chasing an ideal she felt she would never reach. Her focus on appearance wasn't just personal, it was a survival tactic to meet others' expectations. No matter what she achieved, she felt she was never good enough. Unbeknownst to her, I was a sponge absorbing every moment of this dysfunctional thinking. I internalized those patterns, the self-criticism, the fixation on meeting impossible standards, the feelings of inadequacy. Patterns like these don't just vanish. They repeat, embedding themselves in our thoughts and actions. Left unchecked, they become cycles passed down like unwanted heirlooms. Breaking free requires more than recognition. It demands a deliberate challenge to rewrite the script and create a healthier narrative. Now that we've unpacked the idea of shifting from vanity to vitality and explored the roots of body shaming, it's time to talk about how to break the cycle. Taking ownership of your health and wellness isn't about perfection or ticking off a checklist. It's about building habits and a mindset that prioritize your happiness, freedom, and well-being. So here are practical steps to help you flip the narrative and take control of your health, both physically and mentally. You might want to grab a pen and paper for this one. There are some great to-dos. Start by redefining your why. Instead of aiming for a certain size or shape, focus on how you want to feel. Maybe it's more energy to keep up with your kids, a stronger body to tackle that hike, or a calmer mind to handle stress with grace. When your goals are tied to how you live rather than how you look, they become more meaningful and sustainable. So try this. Write down 3 non-aesthetic reasons you want to prioritize your health. Keep this list visible as a daily reminder of your real goals. It's time to silence the inner critic, that little voice in your head, the one that compares you to others, nitpicks your reflection, and measures your worth by numbers. It's time to give it a new job. Turn your inner critic into your inner coach. Celebrate small wins. Speak kindly to yourself and replace criticism with encouragement. Try this. When you catch yourself thinking something negative about your body, pause and reframe. For example, instead of "I hate my thighs," try "These thighs carry me through my day." Okay, I'm going to give that one a try. Move for joy, not punishment. Amen. Exercise doesn't have to be a grueling chore. It's not about burning off last night's dessert or earning your next meal. Movement is a celebration of what your body can do. Find activities you love, dancing, swimming, yoga, hiking, and let them be a source of fun and empowerment. Try this. Experiment with new activities until you find one that feels like play, not punishment. Then, schedule it into your week as a gift to yourself. Fuel your body with respect. Ditch the diet mentality that labels foods as good or bad. Instead, think about nourishment. Choose foods that make you feel strong, energized, and satisfied. It's not about restriction. It's about respect for your body. Try this. Instead of cutting out your favorite foods, add in more of the good stuff. Colorful fruits, veggies, whole grains, and proteins. And notice how they make you feel. Focus on mental health as much as physical. Health isn't just about the body, it's about the mind too. Make time for mental self-care, meditation, journaling, therapy, or simply unplugging from screens. A healthy mind is the foundation for making lasting changes to your physical health. So try this. If you haven't already, start a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things each day that you're thankful for about your body and your mind. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people and messages you surround yourself with can have a huge impact on your mindset. Seek out communities that celebrate all body types. Avoid toxic comparisons on social media, and spend time with people who uplift you and support you. Try this. Curate your social media feed by unfollowing accounts that make you feel inadequate and following those that inspire body positivity and health for happiness. I know that I have totally changed my Facebook feed by just liking different things, old houses, abandoned castles. I also like to look at old video from like the 1930s. Just give it a try and you will replace your feed quickly. Be patient and compassionate with yourself. Changing ingrained patterns and beliefs isn't easy. It takes time, effort, and a lot of self-compassion. Remember, progress isn't linear. You'll have setbacks, but they don't erase your progress. Treat yourself with the same kindness you'd show a friend. So try this. When you hit a rough patch, remind yourself, I'm not starting over. I'm continuing from where I left off. Taking ownership of your health and wellness is about creating a life where your body and mind work in harmony, free from shame or unrealistic expectations. These steps are your starting point, a roadmap to break free from old patterns and embrace a new, vibrant version of yourself. Let's take this journey one step at a time together. Are you ready for this? I found an article that highlights the benefits of adopting a soft fitness approach, which emphasizes lower intensity workouts that prioritize mental well-being and enjoyment over the traditional no pain, no gain mindset. This perspective encourages a shift from aesthetic goals to the joy of movement, potentially transforming the overall exercise experience to be more appealing and sustainable. Sound too good to be true? Alex Davies questions, could soft fitness be your workout game changer? According to fitness pros, a new way of low-intensity training has arrived, and it's set to deliver major body and mind gains. Oh, I didn't jog for long. The class was good, but I took a few breaks. Looking back, I don't remember when disclaimers started creeping into my fitness vocab. You know the ones. where we undermine ourselves over a workout that somehow doesn't feel hardcore or dripping with sweat enough to count? This mindset might be why my exercise motivation can flake faster than a midweek dinner date. So when the soft fitness trend started emerging on my socials recently, I was instantly intrigued. A kinder antidote to the go hard or go home mentality, this quiet revolution celebrates the pure joy of movement and ultimately puts your headspace and happiness first. Perfect for those of us who want to move more without, combusting. I love the concept of soft fitness, says Austin Smith, exercise physiologist and national clinical lead at the Guardian Exercise Rehabilitation. Over the years, the perception has been that intense, grueling workouts are the only ones that count, but that's definitely not the case. No pain, no gain is old news. Health should be about sustainability, enjoyment, and aligning with what makes you feel good. The reality is that gentle or soft movement can provide significant benefits for both body and mind. Dialing down the pace can improve focus on form and reduce injury risk, notes Smith, while still showing your cardiovascular health plenty of love. New research published in Neuroscience and Behavioral Reviews also uncovered a strong association between low to moderate activity and greater mental well-being. There's magic on the self-care front too, as Dr. Maria Elena Loukidis, clinical psychologist at the Wellness Fountain, shares. An activity that emphasizes being kind to ourselves is a positive thing. Soft fitness encourages a mind-body connection and shifts the focus from aesthetic goals to how the movement makes you feel. So, if you like walking, try soft hiking. What is it? Moving through nature, focusing on mindfulness rather than having to rack up top stats on Strava. If your dream step count is more relaxed than race to the top, soft hiking is worth dusting off your backpack for. The vibe? Hiking doesn't have to be strenuous or push us to the extreme. It can simply be about fun, exploring nature, no rush, no pressure. Soft hiking is about the experience, not the pace, says Emily Thornton and Lucy Heard, who created the Soft Girls Who Hike community, 39,000 TikTok followers and counting, after struggling to keep up with more seasoned hikers. Relax, take in your surroundings, and stop if you need to. There's no competition, no need to reach the summit or hit a specific distance. Not only does this nudge us to soak up mental well-being benefits of the great outdoors, soft hiking draws on a style of movement called low-intensity steady state, or LISS. LISS refers to low to moderate intensity for a sustained period of time, normally 30 minutes or more. While it may not give the explosive strength and some of the quick returns of high-intensity interval training, it can help to build endurance and fitness. If you like fitness challenges, try 75 Soft. What is it? A 75-day challenge, which is far less extreme than the hardcore version that inspired it. Scroll socials for long enough and you'll stumble across 75 Hard, the viral 75-day challenge that involves twice daily 45-minute workouts, strict nutrition rules, and more. Well, consider 75 Soft, a more doable, kinder alternative that's gaining major TikTok traction. This gentler, modified version, popularized by fitness influencer Stephen Gallagher, encourages eating well and only drinking on social occasions, upping water intake, reading 10 pages of any book, and exercising for 45 minutes daily. 1 day a week is active recovery. So for those of us who don't want to go hard or go home, Could 75 soft be just the fitness ticket we're looking for? Totally, says Smith. I love the accessibility compared to its more extreme counterpart and how it prioritized consistency over intensity. This softer version feels more realistic, enjoyable, and sustainable for the majority. I don't think it's something that will get you into a state of overwhelm. Smith recommends lots of movement variety to keep things fresh, as well as allowing for flexibility. Rules and commitment can be helpful, but what's more important is checking in and listening to what your body needs, whether it's a day off and continuing tomorrow or staying on it for the whole time. Smith said, I put the 75 soft challenge to the test, and a week in, I've done YouTube dance workouts, LISS'd along to a podcast on an exercise bike, trampolined with my 5-year-old nephew, and ticked off 2 dumbbell sessions. It's the most consistently I've moved for ages, and while it doesn't take effort to build routine, the kinder ethos makes it feel more fun and somehow pressure-free. Let's see how the next 68 days go, if only to finally get my book finished. If you like strength training, try soft play. What is it? Workouts with a major focus on fun, from circus fit, dance, and trampolining to body weight movements. Playfulness is well and truly infiltrating the fitness scene, from a fresh wave of adult soft play spots, like ball pits and inflatables, to the rise of creative animal flow body weight workouts. This nostalgic sense of fun and freedom helps us to enjoy the process as much as the prize. With exercise, we often place emphasis on the goal, lose weight, gain muscle, which can ultimately strip some joy out of the movement. But when we make it playful, it can trigger the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, while at the same time strengthening the neural pathways associated with pleasure and movement. Over time, we can literally rewire our brains to associate physical activity with joy rather than obligation. This pays off physically too, says Laura Basta, head of fitness at Sydney Wellness Boutique, one playground which offers play-dedicated classes from calisthenics to circus fit. Think strength and flexibility with a side of aerial trapezing. People have so much fun, they don't realize they're working out. I mentioned clamoring around the trampoline park with my nephew, which sparks buckets of joy before I even register the sweat-breaking part. You're using different muscle types, gaining coordination and agility. It's about exposing your body to a diverse range of movements. As for truly harnessing the power of play, experiment with different activities to find what lights you up beyond a particular goal. Because that's the core of soft fitness, really. More than any specific workout, it's about moving from a place of self-kindness in a way that feels good for you. Sounds like a mindset shift I can totally get on board with. Hey, over at the TED Archive YouTube channel, I found some amazing information and inspiration from Lori Coates on the psychological weight loss strategy. I love some of her ideas about her journey through diabetes, what she actually learned from that. So take a listen.
So that was me in 2006. I weighed over 300 pounds, I had triglycerides of 500, and I had just been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Now, type 2 diabetes is when your body doesn't use insulin properly. And I like to imagine it as this sugar sludge going through my bloodstream to the soundtrack of Jaws. Like 29 million other Americans, I was sent home with a diet, a prescription, and a little booklet about my disease. And as I dug into it, I learned a dirty little truth. 2, actually. The first says, in America, if you're diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, you carry the same health risk as somebody who's already had 1 heart attack. Second, the object of the game, unlike cancer or anything else, is to manage your diabetes, not cure you. So your doctors will work very, very hard to try to prevent complications that might ruin the quality of your life or kill you. So I knew that this was not going to work for me. I was a hard-charging type A global executive, and managing my diabetes was not going to be an option. So I enlisted the help of the people at Canyon Ranch in the medical department there, who I knew were a little bit more ambitious. And here's what we learned on a journey that actually took us 5 years. I learned that even though I was 300 pounds and had type 2 diabetes, my body was absolutely perfect the way it was, for the way I was feeding it, the way I was moving it, and the way I was resting it. Quite frankly, if I wanted a different body or I wanted different health, I had to change the equation somehow. The second thing I learned was that if I imagined my future healthy self and started living that life now, what kinds of foods I would eat, how many calories I would need to maintain a healthy weight for a lifetime, that would be the way I would achieve my goal. I had to come up with strategies that I could live with for 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months, 2 years. Now, when you do this and you live this way, an interesting thing happens. Like magic, you wake up 2 years later and you're almost at your goal. I learned that I had to keep track of everything. So I used iPhone apps like Lose It, and I used my Up Band to track how much sleep I was getting and how much exercise I was getting along the way. And this really helped me to keep the game kind of rational instead of emotional the way it can get. This was a big war. I had to break this down to the smallest battle I could win every day, because I have a short attention span. I had to take it down to the cellular level. What would make my cells happier and healthier every single day? And with every drop of glucose, or every drop of blood I fed into my glucose meter, I could tell immediately if I was moving in the right direction. I became my own science experiment, and I learned a lot. For example, when I didn't sleep, or I jumped time zones, or took a red eye, my blood sugar was 20 points higher the next day. And I craved carbohydrates. Well, I didn't need to eat. What I needed was a nap. Portions were always my biggest downfall. I come from the land of all-you-can-eat shrimp and endless platters of pasta. When somebody showed me what a real single portion of something was, it was a huge disconnect for me. So I needed to really figure out how to do that. I started eating with smaller plates, eating with chopsticks to eat more slowly, and I promised myself I could have anything I wanted as long as I ate it with a knife and a fork. Trust me, it feels ridiculous to eat a Snickers bar like this, but it helped me be more conscious of what I was eating. I learned to be in perpetual motion all day, every day, looking for ways to move and to fidget, because fidgeting can burn 200, 300 calories a day. I counted steps. I got a standing desk. And I learned that my 1 hour of walking every day was as good for my head as it was for my body. And finally, life's too short to live without ice cream. When I was first diagnosed, I made a list of all my favorite foods, and I went and did a personal glycemic index with my glucose meter of each one. Then I went back to each food and I tweaked it, adding a little fat, removing a little sugar, until everything fit in my plan. And now I plan for a perfect scoop of premium ice cream every day. What I learned is that given half a shot, your body will recover. It's an amazing adaptive machine, self-healing. Mine did. I lost over 110 pounds. I now have a perfect lipid profile. I've had a healthy, normal blood sugar without medication for more than 5 years. I am no longer a type 2 diabetic. Thank you very much. So, if any of you have a health issue that you need to deal with or a life change you need to deal with, I urge you to imagine your healthy future self and start living that life now. Break your journey down into little battles you can win. Become your own science experiment and come up with strategies that will last for 2 days or 2 years. And most of all, you need to start eating like your life depends on it, because it does. Thank you.
If you want to share encouragementology with a friend who needs to know they're not alone in this journey of self-discovery, you can visit encouragementology.com or anywhere you stream your content to receive this episode and all others. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram for additional encouragement throughout the week. So I challenge you, redefine your approach to health by focusing on activities and habits that enhance your overall well-being, not just your appearance. Embrace this holistic perspective to unlock a happier, freer, and more vibrant version of yourself. I know you can do it. Thank you for listening to Encouragementology with Kendall Boyson, where we find positive ways to handle some of life's challenges.
I stumbled through until the path was clear. That's when I found you, how I wound up here.